First time that his team talk was delivered to the accompaniment of anti-board chants, both inside and outside the ground, before the kick-off of the match against Partick Thistle. Director Michael Kelly was given a particularly hostile reception by the estimated 800 fans. Arriving directors and players had to run the gauntlet. Captain Paul McStay, though, was greeted more warmly. The majority of the demonstrators in their places in time for kick-off. So too was commentator Jock Brown.
Celtic manager Lou Macari has team problems for his first match in charge at Parkhead. Gary Gillespie and John Collins are out through injury, along with long-term victims Mark McNally and Mike Galloway. So his squad is stretched to the full. In come Brian O'Neill and Darius Dubček, with Rudy Vata and 19-year-old Brian McLaughlin on the bench. And Pat McGinley's recent spell of good form, following his £525,000 transfer from Hibs in the summer, coincides with his move from a wide right position to central midfield beside Paul McStay, and he's likely to continue in that role this afternoon. Partick Thistle have managed remarkable consistency of selection in their 7-match unbeaten run, but Alec Taylor is unfit for today's match, so George Shaw comes back for the only change in the side, which drew 0-0 with Hibs in midweek. And John Lambie will be depending again on the scoring exploits of self-confessed Celtic supporter Albert Craig, who has scored no fewer than 9 goals from midfield at the age of 31 after a modest career which has taken him from Dumbarton to places like Hamilton, Newcastle and Dundee. The referee this afternoon is Eric Martindale from Newlands in Glasgow. Well, after demonstrations outside the stadium before the match, it's down to the real thing. And Celtic in good heart under their new manager Lou Macari, looking to justify a lot of points this afternoon in terms of players' form and attitude. There's Jerry Craney with the cross, headed away by Greg Watson. That's Roddy Grant with the layoff. So Byrne pointing where he wants Shaw to run. Tom Boyd's alive to that. Checking through the Celtic ranks. It's confirmed now that Darius Dubček is the direct replacement for Gary Gillespie, who's out through injury. There's Jerry Britton trying to get behind Tony Mowbray. That was effective in the end. Free kick against Mowbray, but his attention's on Britton. It's a free kick to Thistle. Celtic pull everyone back except Charlie Nicholas to defend inside the box. There's Ian Cameron. Headed away there by Craney. Turned by Byrne, and the Celtic defence pushing out, bringing the Thistle player with them. There's Paul Byrne now. Rapidly becoming a favourite among the Celtic supporters, Byrne. Played forward by Grant. Byrne again. Grant can come forward this time. Nicholas with a return pass. Good running by Grant. Was he bowled over there inside the area? No, says the referee. Well, Peter Grant clearly believes he was fouled in that run. And I think this may show that he has a case. Good 1-2 here. Played with Charlie Nicholas. Grant very determined indeed, racing for the ball. Albert Craig was with him. Well, referee Martindale looked towards his linesman for some help there, but decided there was no infringement. A flick on from McStay. This is Willie Jimison. And the late tackle there by McStay on Cameron. It's a free kick to Thistle. Here's Cameron again. This time the foul committed by Peter Grant, who is still, I think, a little irate about not getting that penalty award. So a set piece for Thistle to exploit, with Albert Craig in a shooting position. Played in towards Grant. That's Cameron. That's great play by Thistle. Well, a superb move straight from the training ground and almost totally effective. There was Cameron peeling off. The ball played into Grant, who knew exactly where Cameron would be. And that's a good effort. Now Boyd attacking McKee. Getting some help there. The Thistle pullback from George Shaw. Another very accurate pass finds Byrne. Good running by McGinley. That's for Nicholas. And that will be a cracker. Splendid flowing play there from Celtic. It had vision, it had stealth, it had sharpness around the box. And the finish there from Nicholas wasn't far away. Left on from Britain. Grant couldn't control it. Back with Mowbray. Greg Watson at full stretch, did well. It's Nicholas, Craney, and now Byrne. And another fine attempt on goal. This time by Paul McStay, who was forcing himself through from midfield into the penalty area. At the end of a cross like this, it was a very good attempt. Didn't quite catch it properly. Food for thought there. Frank Conn advising Lou Macari. Looking at a run from Britain. Well, the square pass to Milne was on. That's what he's being told now, Cameron. But he does play with such invention. Burns header. There's no offside. A chance here for Jerry Britain. Well, the lob was the correct finish, but he couldn't judge it properly. And the referee is waving Tom Boyd away to the near side linesman. Well, the ball came off the head of David Byrne, and the appeals were made for offside instantly. As Britain came through here, ball bounced in front of him. He knew that Bonner was approaching, tried the lob, too much on the ball. And now there's trouble here. Referee Eric Martindale taking action against Tom Boyd for protesting too vehemently. Oh, a foolish one that for Boyd, because the yellow card could cost him a suspension later in the season, and there was no goal scored. There was really little reason to become so upset. Nicholas, and now Byrne. Good play by Byrne. Needs some help now. Gets it from Grant. Headed cleared by Craig. Falls straight at McStay's feet. Grant again. Now Byrne. Comes inside Cameron. Then inside Craig. Positive play there from Paul Byrne. He is very confident in possession. Always willing to take on defenders. Well held by Nelson. O'Neill. Boyd has made the run. Gets there to earn the corner. George Shaw did well, backtracking with Boyd. Another former Swinburne player. Realised the danger as Boyd broke on the outside. So corner kick again to Celtic. Back into the danger area, there's the chance on! And Celtic go in front. Pat McGinley for the finish. Always so dangerous inside the penalty area. But that goes all the way across there, and it's a very good header back into the danger area. Initially by Craney, and Pat McGinley forced the ball home with his head. We've had 34 minutes of the match. Headed in it again. Helped across the penalty box by Charlie Nicholas, and a good finish by McGinley. So goal number 4 for Celtic for Pat McGinley. Macari looking a little more relaxed now, I think, with the way the game is running. It's Byrne. And fine footwork again. The Irishman. Look at the way he sidesteps Greg Watson here. Takes this to the outside of the right boot. Well, I wonder if he's got more success with the left there. Bonnie Grant's layoff finds Britain. Chance on here now for Thistle. That's Britain. Well, Roddy Grant was asking for a pass into the penalty box, but Britain an eye for goal here. Hasn't had too many chances to test Pat Bonner in the first half. Wasn't going to pass this one up. Adjusted the ball to his right foot, then rather sliced it wide. Well, the referee has checked his linesman. This may well be the end of the first half action. Indeed it is. So applause around the stadium as Celtic depart. They've dominated the match for the bulk of the first half, but with just one goal to show for it. Scored by Pat McGinley in the 35th minute after a spot of head tennis in the box. The corner kick from Paul Byrne, headed in by Craney, helped on in the air by Nicholas, and then forced home from the forehead of Pat McGinley. A lead which Celtic merited. Celtic 1, Partick Thistle 0. Things going Celtic's way so far in the match. Thistle will have to try to change that early in the second period. For the indication they may have been happy to leave here with a point with the way they played in the opening half hour or so, but that goal from Pat McGinley has surely changed the approach Thistle will have to take in the second half. It could make for even more entertainment. There's Paul McStay, who is showing lots of urgency in midfield. Paul Byrne provides the width again on the right for Celtic. Running inside Milne. McGinley trying to pick out Nicholas with a pass. Jimison doing well again. Strong tackle by Peter Grant. This is Byrne again, being shown inside by Milne. Now McGinley. George Shawback marking O'Neill. Boyd leaves that to O'Neill. This is McGinley. Pretty well tackled there by McKee. This is Roddy Grant. A little bit of misjudgment there by the two players, Shaw and Boyd. The result is a throw to Thistle. First match between the sides this season. A 1-0 victory for Celtic. Score on that occasion, Mark McNally, who's injured. Shaw doing his good work going backwards. McKee bundled down there by Craney, a free kick to Thistle. Craney wants to have his say. Anthony Martindale seems to be prepared to listen to that. Jimison's free kick. Roddy Grant is beaten by Mowbray. Space there for Cameron. An elegant over with a very skillful left foot, Ian Cameron. Cameron in possession again. It is Britain. Grant tees it up for Byrne. Disappointment and frustration there for Byrne. Carefully engineered set up this. Cameron to Britain. Knew exactly what was happening inside. Played that into space. It was set up well by Roddy Grant into the path of David Byrne. There's the offside flag. Led in by Brian O'Neill and halted by Jimison the first time. Nicholas to Boyd. Greg Watson's header. Doesn't show too much of that to Nicholas. It's retrieved by McStay. Greg Watson's positioning was good again for Thistle. Good pass from McStay. This is Paul Byrne. That's a good ball in early, and the goal is scored by Nicholas. A splendid second from Celtic. And Charlie Nicholas gets his fifth goal of the season with 9 minutes of the second half gone. A great ball in this by Paul Byrne. And the header, the glancing header by Nicholas left Nelson totally stranded. And the pass to Paul Byrne with a good one in the first place. And then that early cross left the Thistle defence totally at sea. Awkward one for McKee. Smith did well. That's Jimison. Now Cameron. There's Callum Milne. Trying to thread that through a little small gap. Baker is done. Looking for Craney. Needs help in the middle. It's arriving late. It's there now though. And it was Byrne who tried to finish that. On the way for a corner kick by Tom Smith. A good play again from Celtic. Craney at the byline, pulling it across. Paul Byrne had a chance under pressure there. Ran away from Nicholas. Well, Byrne has made both Celtic goals so far, and that was the nearest he's come to scoring himself. Back in the role of goal maker. Retrieved here by O'Neill. Roddy Grant back defending, lashed away by Milne. Stop check. Well won by O'Neill. And the header by Craney with an attempt at a looping header over Craig Nelson, I'm sure. And he does have this ability to be able to see what's going on around him as he goes for a header. And I think he tried to loft that over the keeper. Header by Craney. It's O'Neill. Corner kick's been given. Challenged by Tom Smith. More pressure on the Thistle defence. Well, it doesn't really look as though there's any way back for Thistle at the moment, but I thought would certainly kill the match in a contest. Well, it was struck very well indeed by McStay. Out with Byrne again. And a fine effort trying to catch out Craig Nelson in near post. Back with Boyd. Or Dubček rather. Well held by Nelson. Very well held indeed. Two Celtic players closing in on him. There's the effort from Paul Byrne. That's Craig Nelson full stretch. And now Milne for Thistle. Won well by Dubček. He's had a good match replacing Gary Gillespie in the heart of the defence. From Roddy Grant, that's good play this time. Tom Smith breaking. Chance on here for Shaw. He was put off by Bonner. Very good goalkeeping there. Trying keeping the ball away. He was left exposed. It hasn't happened often in the match, but Bonner responded extremely well for Celtic. Instructions coming from John Lambie. Tide is running against him at the moment. Helped on by Craney, there goes Nicholas. Good positioning by Nelson. What breaks in for Britain? The chance on here for Thistle. The best chance of the match so far. And it's passed up by Britain. What a difference that might have made. Two defenders going for the ball together, Peter Grant and Tony Mowbray. Neither got to properly. There was lots of time here for Britain to set himself. That Bonner trying to cut down the angle. It's off the outside of the post. What a chance for Britain. Good running by McGinley again. That's towards Craney. Cover was provided well there by Tom Smith, coming back for Thistle. O'Neill with a shade casual there. Another chance now to put pressure on the Thistle defence, but he's in need of help against his own Boyd. That's McStay. Now Grant. Here's Byrne. Cross again released early. Helped on by Jimison for a throw. Boyd. McStay. Here's O'Neill. Over the way straight to Pat. Right through to Pat McGinley. Oh, he enjoyed that one all right. Sweetly struck. Well, the ball played in here there. Headed out though by Cameron. Straight to McGinley, and he had no question there about the shot. Nelson couldn't get to it, and O'Neill rifling this across. Ian Cameron deep in defence. A header which I'm sure he'll be unhappy about. Taken on the volley by McGinley. Fine goal, and 3-0 to Celtic. Back it goes to Paul McStay. Free kick's been given there against Roddy Grant. A bit of pushing. Celtic still coming forward. Here's Paul Byrne. Oh, it's a good effort. Well saved by Nelson. Oh, he's beginning to look a very fine prospect, Paul Byrne. Controls this instantly, assesses his options, checks inside Milne, and lets fly with the left foot, bringing out that very good save. There he goes again. And Nicholas trying a neat little flick there inside the area. Back with Byrne again. The top check. Guided missile that, but the direction was wrong. Guided it wide of the post. Well, hit this very hard indeed, his left foot. Supporting player is McStay. Applause now coming regularly from the Celtic supporters. Well, he's led by example in midfield. Paul McStay. He's in a fine match. Still being chanted. The players doing fine at the moment. No complaints clearly about the management now. But the Celtic board still getting some stick in the midst of what is turning out to be a very convincing Celtic performance on the field. Barta wants the ball played inside, and McStay couldn't get it to him. Good covering there by Martin Clark. Well, that's good running by Byrne. Another fine cross, well taken though by Nelson. Well, Paul Byrne really is one of the best crossers of the ball in the Premier Division at the moment. Pulling that one out, but well taken by Nelson. Yes, McLaughlin getting a touch of the ball. His first sample of first-team football. He is again left-sided midfield player. Trying to get the better there of Kevin McKee. He's down the corner though. Oh, the little player has enjoyed this initiation, I'm sure, to top-level football. Byrne's corner. Held it away by Jimison. Top check, though, didn't bring that down to his left foot. Counter-attack possibility now for Thistle. The lay off from Shaw, finds Britton. Shaw's offside. Well, Celtic have developed this offside trap now, keeping their defence in a line, pushing forward with their flat back four system. So Pat Bonner takes the free kick. It brings the match to an end and signals the largest league win of the season for Celtic, winning by these 3 clear goals, and there could be no argument about that being thoroughly merited on the play overall. Pat McGinley scored the first and the third and contributed hugely in the Celtic midfield, and the other goal came from Charlie Nicholas in 54 minutes. Thistle really had no answer, and it's a thoroughly satisfactory start at Celtic Park for Lou Macari. It's Celtic 3, Partick Thistle 0.
Well, your first match in charge at Celtic Park, were you happy with that performance?
I was pleased with the result, Joe. You know, I think the position we're in at the moment, we want results first and foremost. After it, we'll analyse how we got the result and if we think we're on the right lines. Obviously, I was happy we got the result. Not too happy maybe with 1 or 2 things, the way we play the game. But I think Frank Connor tells me it's a little bit better than we've been doing in the past.
You did play without Gary Gillespie and John Collins, and yet the pattern of play seemed to be unchanged.
Well, Celtic should be able to play without Gary Gillespie and John Collins, but we were a little bit worried about that because of the number of players we've got to pick from. But I'm a believer that, especially here at Celtic Park, whoever you put out on the pitch should be good enough to win a game against anybody.
It was your biggest league win of the season so far, so what aspects didn't please you?
Don't frighten the life out of me. If you're saying that was a tremendous performance and all that, you're worrying me a little bit, Joe. I don't really think we've got the knack of things in terms of defending properly at times and how to defend. They probably play a little bit too much football at the back for me, and I think if you do that, you'll get punished. But I can't change that overnight, and I don't really intend to, but we got away with it today, and I mean, we just escaped an early chance for Thistle, which, I mean, really, with teams I've been with, there would have been 4 or 5 yards offside. That was a disputed decision, and I probably don't think it was offside, and I'm interested to see it on the television. But that could have cost us dearly, that could have put us behind, and you know yourself, if you're behind at Celtic Park, it's a bit of a problem to get back into the game and then go on to win it. But I was delighted the Thistle lad missed that opportunity.
Generally speaking, though, what pleased you about the Celtic performance?
What pleased me is what's pleased me in the games that we've played, that they kept going. And I think if you can get a team that can keep going, I don't think in any Saturday you can be sitting in that dugout with Arm and think, well, we're going to lose this game. I think it's one of the greatest assets to have in a football team, knowing that they'll keep going right to the end. Ours did. We got the 3 goals, and I was more than delighted from that aspect, you know, getting 3 goals at home, because it's difficult to get goals anywhere in football nowadays.
Paul Dunn was involved in both the first 2 goals with some good wing play. Did he give you some cause for pleasure?
Oh, he's been a bonus. He's only come into the team, and Frank's been more than pleased with him. And Frank had built him up a little bit, and I was interested to see actually what he could do. I thought he did well for us at Ibrox. He definitely did well for us over in Portugal. Could possibly have had a goal in the last couple of minutes. And today, again, as you said, Jock, he helped us on this side of the pitch. I don't think we should forget that he's a bit raw and inexperienced still, and if he can continue to progress with the ability that he's got, he could be a real player.
Overall, quietly satisfied tonight?
Well, I'll sleep tonight.